What's up guys, it's the Bio Chef here. Today we're going to be looking at some practice questions based on the chapter 32 to 34 of Biology in Focus. So for all these questions, pause the video, try to answer these on your own. So number 1, penguins, seals, and tuna have body forms that permit rapid swimming because the answer is going to be A. The shape is a convergent evolutionary solution to the need to reduce drag while swimming. Drag allows the animal to swim much more efficiently when reduced. Alright, number 2, interstitial fluid it's going to be C, the fluid that surrounds body cells. This is a clear, colorless liquid that is composed of water, electrolytes, and small molecules such as nutrients and hormones. Let's look at the next question. A collection of tissues functioning together is a blank. Remember, tissues are the building blocks of organs, so the answer is going to be C, organs. So number 4, an exchange surface in direct contact with the external environment is found in the B, lungs. This is because lungs are part of the respiratory system. Alright, number 5. Which of these is not one of the 4 major categories of tissue? The answer for this is going to be blood. Blood is a type of connective tissue, not a major tissue. Alright, number 6, part A. How does connective tissue differ from the other 3 major type of tissues? Well, the answer for this is connective tissue often consists of relatively few cells embedded in an extracellular matrix. Part B. What describes loose connective tissue? Loose connective tissue is a loose weave of fibers that functions as a packing material. Part C. Cartilage is found at the end of bones such as the femur. And Part D. Blank is the connective tissue specialized for transport. This will be blood. Alright, number 7. A neuron consists of blank. This is going to be dendrites, a cell body, and axons. If you don't know about this, go watch my previous video. And Part B, nervous tissue functions to sense stimuli. That is the whole purpose of nervous tissue. On to number 8. All hormones blank. The answer for this question is going to be D, are carried to target cells in the blood. This is done through the circulatory system. Number 9. The steroid hormone aldosterone affects only a small number of cells in the body because A, only its target cells contain aldosterone receptors. Number 10. The absorptive epithelial cells lining the inner wall of the alimentary canal, the digestive tract, are considered polarized because C, the structures on the apical surface are different from those on the basal surface. Alright, now number 11. Most of the exchange surfaces of multicellular animals are lined with B, epithelial tissue. This is because epithelial tissue is specialized to carry out exchange and transport functions. Number 12. Connective tissues typically have D, relatively few cells and a large amount of extracellular matrix. This is because the main function of the connective tissue is to provide structural support. Now on to number 13. Fibroblasts secrete D, collagen. Collagen is the most abundant protein in the animal kingdom. Number 14. Connective tissues typically have C, its cells are separated from each other by an extracellular matrix. Number 15. Some tissues contain microvilli, which are tiny extensions of cell surfaces that increase surface area to allow for more absorption and secretion to occur. What type of tissue has microvilli, and on what side of the tissue are microvilli found? The answer for this is going to be microvilli are found on the apical side of the epithelial tissue. Number 16. An animal body's automatic maintenance of a constant and optimal internal environment is termed homeostasis. Now, using this definition, try to answer number 17. An example of properly functioning homeostatic control system is seen when C, the kidneys excrete salt into the urine when dietary salt levels rise. Number 18. This graph shows the body temperature of 2 animals as a function of the environmental temperature. What might animal 2 be? The correct answer is lobster, and the reason for this is because they are cold-blooded animals. Their body temperature can change as the result of the temperature of the water they're living in. Number 19. How do endotherms and ectotherms differ? Well, endotherms and ectotherms differ in the means by which they regulate their body temperature. Number 20. In a cold environment that supports life, an ectotherm is more likely to survive an extended period of food deprivation than would an equal-sized endotherm because the ectotherm invests less energy in temperature regulation. Number 21. Most land-dwelling invertebrates and all of the amphibians are ectothermic organisms with variable body temperatures. Number 22. The temperature regulating center of vertebrate animals is located in the hypothalamus. Now look at these graphs and try to answer these questions. What percent of a mouse energy budget goes into basal metabolism? So the answer for this is going to be 25% if we look at the graph of the mouse. And looking at the penguin's budget for activity, it's almost at 50%. So now, without considering the sizes of the wedges, how do these three pie charts differ in which functions they include? Unlike the penguin and mouse charts, the Python chart includes growth but does not include thermoregulation. Let's look at a few more questions regarding this problem. Why does the pie chart for the Python include growth but no thermoregulation? Because the Python grows throughout its life, it's an ectotherm. How much more energy does the penguin expend each year compared to the similarly sized Python? The penguin expends 42.5 times as much energy as the python. Which animal expends the most kilocalories per year on the thermoregulation? This is also going to be the penguin. If you monitored energy allocation in an adult penguin for just a few months instead of an entire year, you might find the growth category to be a significant part of the pie chart. At certain times, penguins store considerable energy as fat, putting on weight in the process. That's why the growth category would be a significant part. So now look at this diagram. The thin horizontal arrows in this figure show that the warmer arterial blood transfers heat to the cooler venous blood. Let's look at another question with the same diagram. Examine this figure. The countercurrent arrangement of the arterial and venous blood vessels cause the temperature difference between the blood of the two sets of vessels to be minimized. Number 26. Which of these is an example of negative feedback? The answer for this is going to be C. After you eat, insulin stimulates the lowering of blood sugar levels. Number 27, try to drag these labels into the appropriate location. Pause the video, try to do this on your own. So this is how the correct diagram is supposed to look like when you're done. Just know that this process is negative feedback. Number 27, the images below show two countercurrent heat exchangers in marine animals. In the flipper of a sea turtle in the left and the abdomen of a dolphin, right. Which three of the following statements are consistent with the images? So these are going to be the correct answer choices. If you have questions, leave them down in the comments. Number 27. Sort these animals below, indicating their likely thermoregulatory strategy. So for endotherm, we'd have eagle, coyote, walrus, and for ectotherm, we'd have butterfly, arctic shrimp, freshwater catfish, and salamander. Number 28. Suppose you want to know whether a person's body temperature is higher than normal, but you cannot measure his body temperature. Which observation would suggest that this person's body temperature is higher than normal? The answer is going to be A. Increased blood flow to capillaries in the integumentary system. Number 29. Negative feedback is a method of homeostatic control that ensures the conditions in an organism do not vary too much above or below their set points. Number 30. To determine whether the thyroid activity of your patient is normal, compare his blood test results to T3, T4, TSH levels, and TSH receptor antibodies with normal range. Indicate in the last column of the table whether the patient's results are low, high, or normal. So pause the video, try to do this on your own. These are going to be the correct answer choices. You're going to have high T3, high T4, high TSH, and normal receptor autoantibody. So based on the test for T3, T4, and TSH levels, identify the most appropriate conclusion about whether the patient has hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. The patient's blood results show higher than normal values for T3, T4, and TSH, indicating the patient is hyperthyroid. Alright, number 30. Try to read this on your own, try to answer the question. The correct answer choice for this question is going to be B. TSH receptor autoantibody is 2 microliters. Alright, number 30. What is the first thing that happens when body temperature increases above normal body temperature? The thermostat in the hypothalamus activates cooling mechanisms. Number 31. Which of the following occurs when body temperature decreases below normal body temperature? This is when blood vessels in the skin constrict to help prevent heat loss. Alright, for number 31, read this question by yourself and try to answer this question. The stimulus is blank and the response is blank. This is going to be decreased body temperature and behavior to seek a sunny spot. Number 32. Select the correct statement describing feedback control in animals. This is going to be B. An animal may be regulated for one environmental variable but a confirmer for another. And number 34. Which of the following best describes an artery? Arteries carry blood away from the heart. Remember that. That's going to be all for this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.